Steel and Steam presents Detailed Dale, me, and the video Modern Mullet, party in the back with the crispy temple fade on the side. In this haircut tutorial, we are going to be doing a modern mullet haircut, also known as the party in the back. I just love this haircut. And the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to wet his hair down. And I'm also going to apply some of this Kenra conditioner so that way when we put that scissor on there, it cuts smooth. We can make nice clean sections, or as clean as I possibly can make them. And we can get that comb just sliding through there really nice and smooth. I'm massaging everything through his hair right now, and we're going to start sectioning them off. Sectioning, that's really not my thing. I'm not going to lie. You know, I want to be as transparent in this video as possible. Sectioning is not my thing, but it's necessary if you want to get the results that you need in order to have that, you know, perfect haircut or almost perfect haircut. So we're going to section off the top first, and what we're doing is we're sectioning in like a U on the very, very top. And then we're going to pin it up. So imagine the letter U. And in the back right here, I'm making an upside down triangle. You can't see it from this angle, but you will in a second. So now I'm doing a vertical section right behind his ear on the left side. And now we're going to go and put that same vertical section just a little bit behind his ear on the right side. Now the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create our very, very first guideline on the right side. I'm going to be cutting scissor to palm. And my fingers are going to be pointing upward, but I'm going to be cutting in a downward motion. And I'm creating his very first guideline. Scissor to palm. And if you, when you're making that first initial guideline, if you want to make sure you get as much in that area as possible as far as cutting hair, get it all. Get it all. If you have to go over it once, twice, 3 times, so be it. Make it happen. Because that first guideline is critical to the success of this haircut. So now I created another vertical section, combed that hair toward that original guideline, and I'm cutting with my fingers pointing upward in a downward motion. And I made another section. Now I'm on my third vertical section, and I'm bringing everything right to that original place where I had cut. Downward motion, fingers pointing upward. Now I'm doing scissor over my fingers to make sure anything that I missed, I'm definitely going to hit it with that method. And that's a vertical cross check. So now I'm on the left side, fingers pointing downward, still cutting in an upward motion, creating that initial guideline for all the hair that I'm going to be bringing to this point, and some at almost to that point. So now I'm creating that vertical section and bringing everything to that area, cutting upward. And let me tell you guys, I mean, there's nothing wrong with backtracking, because we're going to be doing a lot of that in this video. Because to me, at the end of the day, it all comes down to that haircut being super even. And super even haircut. So now that I got that done, I'm going back to his right side and I'm creating that same section, but this time I'm only going as far as where his ear is at. Same vertical section. And I'm still combing the hair in that direction, but I'm not going all the way to the original guideline. I'm just going like right to where, right above his ear, the middle of his ear. And I create another section, vertical section, combing forward into that same area. And so where you can see what that line is, it's not the most perfect line, but this will be the most perfect mullet. You can guarantee that. I'm combing everything toward that section. Now I go back over to the left side. Vertical section. Going toward the middle of his ear. Cutting upward, scissor to palm, making sure that everything is real smooth. Bringing everything, scissor to palm, to that area. And now I'll create another section. And I'm going to meet. These sections will stop once I get, all the hair from where that point is, that diamond point, or that upside triangle, whatever you want to call it, that's at the top of his, or the bottom of his crown, in the center of his head. Once we get to that point, then that's when we'll stop combing everything to almost where that guideline is at. Scissor to palm. Because see, we don't want to disturb too much of the party that's going on in the back here, but we want everything to be super even and we want everything to flow. So now that I've got that completed, we're going to find a nice length for his back. We want the back to be, for his mullet to just drop to where his collar on his shirt is at. If he's wearing a shirt, we want it to be above that collar. You don't want it to be real long. So I create a diagonal section, a diagonal horizontal section, and we'll comb that hair down to where we created the first guideline across the back. And that original cut line, I'm sorry, forgive me, I took off about 1 inch on that original cut line. So now I'm combing his hair forward. I'm creating a guideline in the front. My fingers is going to rest on the bridge of his nose, and we're going to cut across the fingers, scissor to palm, to create that original guideline, and that's about the length of his bangs right there. And what I'll do is I'll bring everything on the top vertically, almost even to that area. And if there's anything that I want you to get from this haircut tutorial, is understand that there's nothing wrong with going back over and over and over and over again to make sure everything is even if time allows. You may have to do it fast, you may have to do it slow, but there's nothing wrong with backtracking. And you'll see me do a lot of backtracking in this video. So with the top, for instance, when we did the vertical cut, on the top. Then we went through and went horizontally on the top middle, from the front to the back. And now you can see how I'm working in the top right side and the top left side. I'm on the top left side right now, working everything in. From the top left side, top right side to the middle, making sure his hair is real nice and moist so that the comb can just flow right through. Now I'm kind of like in a mode, like I'm in a kind of like motion, like I feel like I'm painting almost, because I'm just going through and I'm looking for anything that does not flow with this haircut. If I see something that's uneven, it's gone. And I'm cross-checking diagonally, I'm going vertically, I'm going horizontally, I'm making sure everything matches up. Now the hair that's in the back where the party is at, I'm bringing that up, as you can see, to match the hair, to be cut even with the hair that's on the top. So as you see, as I'm bringing it up, I'm taking off less length at the bottom and only in the area where the length needs to come off, which is there at the top, going into the back. See, I'm pulling this hair up and I'm clipping it, but as it falls down, it all just flows right in. And I'll be checking that area too before this haircut ends. So you can see the pieces that are uneven, that are just coming right off. Like I said, I was not going to leave any stone unturned. I'm going through, I'm going horizontally, I'm going vertically, and I'm checking every which way I possibly can to make sure that everything blends in. Basically, I'm in the zone with these scissors or shears. So I'm pulling this hair up and making sure that everything is just flowing right. So now I'm going behind his ears. I'm starting like an initial cutout. And I grabbed these clippers, I put on a number 2 attachment, and I'm creating a guideline at a diagonal. And I'm doing the same thing on the right side. Creating a guideline at a diagonal slant, which is kind of like going toward his eyebrows. So now I put on a number 3 attachment, and I'm fading out that line with that 2. That line that I put in with that 2 attachment, now I'm fading it out with this number 3 attachment. So now we're going to start our balled out guideline with the trimmers here. I'm using my comb just to show, just for this video, I never would do this, but I'm just showing you exactly where I'm putting the line in, how it matches up with his eyebrows there. I'm making sure everything is really nice and smooth. He got that look on his face like, oh, he knows this cut is going to be killing him. Just removing any excess stubble. So now I got these gold and his masters, and I'm gonna put in that second line right there. There it is. Hopefully you can see it from this angle. You just see 2 lines, one at the very, very bottom, it's a little bit blurry. I'm gonna start knocking that out, which I did. And so now I put on a number 1 attachment, and I'm gonna start working out that second line. And I'm doing this both on the left side and the right side. And I'll go back and forth with the 1 attachment, and I'll take it off, and I'll use the corner of the clippers to blend out. I got this Andis brush here to make sure I'm removing any loose hair around this area, because it's really, really a detailed area and you want to make sure that you're getting everything. Now I'm putting in the edge up. Now don't get it twisted. I don't have that line faded out yet of his hair, but sometimes in order to magnify those areas, to bring them forward where the fade needs to come out, you need to put it in that line, or basically an edge up, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm going around his ear and I'm using my thumb to hold his ear down and my comb to pull the hair down so that we can remove all that excess hair there. Again, we don't want to leave no stone unturned on this haircut. I'm cleaning up around his ear with the straight razor. I'm using the shavers, and I can still see that line in there as I'm going down there, and I'll get to it. I'm going around his ears and to the back where his mullet is at with the straight razor. Now I'm cleaning up his line in the front. And doing this, it helps me see exactly how that blend's going to be and how I'm going to knock out that line. Now I go to the back, and I got the Andis Slimline Pros in the back to clean up his hair, followed up with the shavers to make sure that back is really clean. And here it is right here, y'all. This is the Modern Mullet Party in the Back, brought to you by Detailed Dale haircut tutorial. I hope this video has been transparent and good for you. Please subscribe, guys. Until the next video, take care.